What happens to the 98% of leads who don't buy on day one? If your answer is nothing, you're burning cash. Today, I'll show you how to build the machine that fixes that.
The enhanced conversion machine for me is really understanding. It's a very simple funnel map, and I'll show you what it looks like. I'm going to show you the components if I can really dumb it down and make it like a very simplified version. And I will show you what my goal is, and then I can translate it to your goal, right? So imagine these are your lead sources. Does anybody here have fewer than 7 lead sources? Go get 7 lead sources. You have no redundancy in your acquisition strategies. We'll do that another day. 7 ways to win. I'll lead you guys through that, okay? But really a good business in general, to have redundancy in your customer acquisition and lead journey, you should have at least 7 different lead sources. Because what happens when one doesn't work anymore? It's called shifting. And a shift for you may not be a shift for you. So you want to be able to do that. And you have more than that, most likely. You probably already have 7. You just don't know it. It could be referrals, it could be SEO, it could be your speaking, it could be your Facebook ad, it could be someone who's looking at your competitor's website, goes to the footer, clicks the button, finds out you're the one who did it, and they're coming over to you. It could be any type of thing. It could be somebody who saw a Facebook ad for your clients, and then they're trying to figure out who's doing this so they can hire you. There's a lot of lead sources you're not aware of, but if you're not aware of them, you can't be intentional about focusing on it. But the goal is to take any of these 7 lead sources, and we want to build this giant machine that pumps MQLs in, and it gets rid of the trash and people who aren't relevant, and it pumps out people who are ready to be sold to, okay? So the simplest version of this is just starting with number 1. Imagine we're doing content marketing. We're doing lots of different styles besides like, hey, click here to book a call if you're ready to buy from me right now. Throw that to the side for a few minutes. Don't stop doing that. That's over here. But we want to fulfill on whatever we promise them. So whatever that is, whether it's a webinar, whether it's a lead magnet, things that I think a lot of you have. Do we have lead magnets? Do we have trainings? Do we have testimonial videos? Do we have proof pages? Do we have a book we wrote? This is all the stuff that you're using as bait, right? So you want to give them a fulfillment. So step 1, I give them fulfillment. Whatever I promise them to get into my world, whether it's a lead gate, fill this out to get what's on the other side, whether it's a survey funnel that they're using to get people who are relevant to your pipeline, whatever it is, give them fulfillment. The next thing I do is I take them down one path. I have one single focus, one path. And your one path is to figure out who's ready to be sold to now and who's not. I like segmentation. Segmentation is my favorite thing because you can't talk to everyone in the same way because it's not relevant to them. You have to figure out where they are in their journey. You got to make sure that they're actually somebody who is a business owner in the right field. Like you're wasting marketing on people who are not the right people if you don't add some level of segmentation. Segmentation can be done in many, many different ways. Segmentation should be done in 2 different ways specifically. 1, through some sort of segmentation device. 2, by understanding where your lead sources are coming from so you can segment them before they even happen, right? If I'm doing a lead magnet that was very, very specific and it's only for this one type of customer avatar, one type of prospect, I already know it because I'm tagging them correctly as they come into the machine. Does this all make sense? So I'll give you some examples. I run ads that says, new funding strategy available for business owners to be able to buy their competitors, their vendors, and complementary businesses with no money out of pocket, and Elon and Uncle Trump will finance it for you, right? I know that that's a business owner lead compared to somebody who has an executive position who's looking to fire their boss and get into acquisitions from that angle. I already know exactly who this person is, right? But a segmentation machine is one of the first steps because I need to be able to speak to people the way they need to be spoken to. I need to speak to them at a more relevant level, kind of like the reticular activating system, right? So I need to figure out where people are. In my businesses, I usually do 2 different layers of segmentation. I usually do where they are in their journey and then customer avatar information. So like in one of my businesses, we have the W-2 and we've got the wantrepreneurs or the success seekers. The other one we have is retired or investors. And the third one we have is business owner or portfolio builder. I can't speak to them in the same way because they want different things. They all want the hole, not the drill. But I have to talk about a different style of hole, a different result, a different benefit. I have to show them how my drill can get them there, right? For you, you probably don't need to do that. Instead, you probably need to understand either financial qualifications or where they are in their business journey, right? So I would be figuring out some way. And what a lot of you do, and this is pretty interesting, is you actually add this on your initial lead form. And this is what I see a lot of you do. You got tired of tire kickers, you got all these crap leads because whoever's doing your targeting is terrible, right? And no offense. And that's what happens is you segment inside of a lead form. So what you just did is say, not only am I only going to talk to the 20% who are most likely to buy from me, but I'm also going to weed out the ones that aren't good because my business is not set up to be able to handle quantity. Is that correct? That's why we do it. So this works okay, but it only works until it doesn't work anymore. So I want to do this over here because I want to talk to somebody. If somebody has a $600,000 a year business versus somebody who's doing $2 million a year versus someone who's doing $6 million a year, even if you're very productized and you have a specific offer path with 3 offers, you still can't offer them the same thing. It's not relevant to them, so you need to be able to learn that. Another segmentation opportunity besides just the money could be their experience in marketing. It could be all these different things. You got to learn a really crafty way to be able to segment and learn this information. I like to use survey funnels, which we'll talk about on Saturday to do this, but some level, I want to talk to somebody in a more relevant way. Let's say you don't have time for that. You can do more of a cast a wide net. You can write copy and do videos, and you can talk to people all at one time with one piece of content, as long as you learn how to do that. And the way I would do that is I always tell people before, in the middle, and after who is relevant. Like who needs to listen to this, how it's relevant to each person. I'd say like if blank, then this. So if you're only doing $600,000 a year, and I'm gonna act like I know what's inside their head because I already do. And one of your biggest things that you're scared about is really doubling down into investing in marketing because you don't know where it's going to pay a return. And what you're scared of is if you get too many leads, you guys can't handle it. And if you get too many leads, you can't handle it, you're pissing away money. And then your sales team's really not that good. You're still wearing too many hats. Like, I know what they're going through. Or if you're this person, and I'll talk like Madam Cleo, like I'm a psychic, I know what's going through. So you can do it all with one piece of content. But the whole goal of this machine, besides the fulfillment, if you can add a level of segmentation and then start talking to people kind of based off where they are. That's number one, right? When it comes to what content to put in front of them, I do lots of different things. I'll give you a fishing analogy, right? If I put a lure in front of a fish and he doesn't bite it or she doesn't bite it, does that mean the fish is not hungry? No, it means they don't want that bait. So one of the things that we like to do is we like to give them lots and lots of different baits. We're going to go and say, what are the top 5 objections that someone would have before they would buy? And I'm going to make lead magnets or copy or long form emails or videos or something addressing each and every one of them. I'm also going to look at not just objections, but also the pain points. What are the biggest pain points? And I'm going to make lead magnets or content around each one. I'm also going to look at their past experiences. And I know my people, because I've had so many discovery calls with my people I'm selling to. They're like, yeah, I've been burned. Yeah, I hate Facebook ads. And I'm going to address every single concern they have until I've put every bait in front of them again and again. And then as you continue to nurture people, can you take 2 or 3 days off and do all this? Yes, you can. As you continue to nurture people and you're sending them email and you're driving them to follow you on other platforms and you're sending them the podcast and you're sending them social proof and you're doing all these things, at any given moment when they're ready, you can put this little chutes and ladders call to action that's allowing them to take action when they're ready. But if they're not ready, you're not forcing it. And you're not trying to force a marketing qualified lead who's not ready to be sold yet to, right? But this machine's easy. So we were looking earlier today, and we're building a V1 of our new machine. Our old machine currently has 3,100 people in it, and this is literally just an active campaign email nurture sequence. That's part of it, right? And we're just going to go ahead and take them from wherever they are and just move them to the new one. And the new one, we have different objectives. So my business wasn't set up as a front-end offer company. We were a direct-to-high ticket. So we were sending people to sales calls, sales calls, sales calls. My new machine is taking them to buying something that's $67, buying something that's $200, buying something that's $5,000. And we're doing it with the absence of salespeople. So you can actually have any type of machine and have any one of your specific objectives in mind. It can be built in anything. Think about just Josh Nelson. Once again, I funnel hacked him several times. I've been in his funnels. He's literally dropping me with tons of stuff to find out where am I in my journey. He drops in tons of stuff with social proof and real stories of people who are just like you. He talks about what you're probably thinking based off where you are in your journey. He talks about probably what you're thinking about other people you've hired in the past and how we're different. And he's focusing on adding value. And that's just a good, comprehensive conversion machine. And no matter where a lead comes in, it could be from a podcast, could be a referral, could be Google search, it could be from Facebook ads, it could be someone who bought his book, whatever it is, he's funneling them all to one specific conversion machine. Works really well. This works for your customers, by the way, too. It works for your home service businesses a lot. Because a lot of times, if you go back to the sales cycle, 0 to 100, most people aren't ready to buy.
If you implement even half of what I just showed you, you'll double your ROI on ads. Part 3 is where we pour gas on the fire. We're going deep into ad structure, retargeting, and the real reason buyers say yes.